A quiet morning when the house feels still. A birthday that feels more like a question than a celebration. A look in the mirror that lingers longer than it used to. And in those moments, it's easy to start believing that the best parts of life have already passed you by, that there's nothing new waiting for you. Oh, that change belongs to someone else, someone younger, someone with more time, fewer regrets, or stronger knees. But I want to offer something different today, a truth that doesn't get enough attention in this noisy world. You are never too old to begin again, never too far gone, never too late. In fact, your age might just be the very thing that gives your next beginning more depth, more beauty, and more purpose than anything that came before it. Because the truth is, life doesn't stop offering you chances. Sometimes we just stop noticing them. We start to believe we're no longer worthy of them. But you are still worthy. You are still here. You are still becoming. And that is no small thing. So today, I want to share 5 reasons why you're never too old to start over. Not just with your career or your relationships, but with your heart, with your healing, with the way you see yourself and the world around you. These are not just thoughts. They are invitations. Quiet ones, gentle ones, but powerful all the same. Reason 1, because courage doesn't retire. Courage isn't loud. It's not always about grand gestures or bold leaps. Sometimes courage looks like getting out of bed when your heart is heavy. It looks like opening your mouth to speak when your voice shakes. It looks like allowing yourself to hope again after years of disappointment. And that kind of courage doesn't fade with age. In fact, it often grows stronger. You have already lived through things others could never imagine. You've held people you loved as they slipped away. You've let go of dreams you once held tightly. You've woken up on days when the ache was stronger than the will to move. And yet, you're still here. That is courage. That is strength. That is resilience. So often we think courage belongs to the young because they have more time to recover. But you, who have endured so much, know that courage isn't about avoiding pain. It's about facing it and continuing anyway. You've done that over and over again, and that makes you more than capable of beginning again. I once met a man named Charles. He was 76 when his wife of 50 years passed away. For a long time, he believed his life ended with hers. But one day, after months of silence, he signed up for a painting class. He didn't know why. He had never held a paintbrush before. But something in him whispered, "Start here," so he did. And he told me later that every stroke on the canvas felt like breathing again. It wasn't about the painting. It was about remembering that he was still alive, still capable of feeling, still capable of becoming someone new. That's what courage does. It doesn't erase the pain. It honors it and moves forward anyway. So if you're wondering whether it's too late to begin again, remember this: courage doesn't retire, and you, my friend, still have it. Reason 2, because letting go makes space for peace. We carry so much with us as the years go by. Stories we've never told, choices we still question, hurts we thought we buried but find ourselves holding in the quiet of night. And with every passing year, those things can become heavier, even if we no longer speak of them. Letting go doesn't mean pretending the past never happened. It doesn't mean erasing the memories or denying the pain. It means loosening your grip. It means giving yourself permission to stop carrying things that no longer serve you, things that block the light, things that keep you stuck in a version of yourself you've already outgrown. You are allowed to release what no longer brings peace. You are allowed to forgive people who never apologize. You are allowed to forgive yourself too. That's a hard one, I know, but you deserve that freedom. You deserve to walk into the next season of your life without dragging the chains of every mistake you've ever made. Letting go is not forgetting. It's choosing to make space for rest, for joy, for something new. Just like a tree in autumn, Shedding its leaves is not a sign of death. It's preparation for renewal. It's nature's way of making room for what's coming. You do not need to have everything figured out to let go. You only need to decide that peace matters more than punishment, that healing matters more than holding on. And once you do, you'll be amazed at how much lighter the journey becomes. Reason 3, because your dreams have simply changed shape. So many of us feel grief over the dreams that didn't come true, the ones we nurtured in our youth, the ones we chased until life stepped in with other plans. And it's okay to grieve those, truly it is. But don't confuse a changed dream with a dead one. Your dreams may look different now, but that doesn't make them any less meaningful. Maybe you no longer want to climb mountains or build empires. Maybe now you dream of peace, of writing letters, of tending to a small garden where you can feel the sun on your face. That is a dream, and it is no less worthy than any other. There's a quiet power in the dreams that come with age. They aren't about proving anything. They aren't about applause. They are about connection, about meaning, about moments that leave you feeling alive instead of exhausted. You may have once dreamed of adventure, and now you find adventure in learning a new recipe or walking a new path in the park. That is not a lesser version of your dream. It is a wiser one. Your dreams have not left you. They've simply softened. They've grown with you, and they are still yours to chase. You are still allowed to want something more, not because what you have isn't enough, but because your heart still knows how to long for joy. Reason 4, because new beginnings keep us alive inside. There is something sacred about starting over. It reminds us that we are still alive, still curious, still capable of learning and evolving and becoming. When we stop allowing ourselves to begin again, we start to harden. We become fixed in our routines, our opinions, our habits, and slowly we begin to disappear inside them. But when you decide to be a beginner again, something beautiful happens. You wake up. Being a beginner is humbling, yes, but it's also invigorating. It's freeing. It gives you permission to make mistakes, to try without fear, to experience the world through fresh eyes. You can start small. You don't have to change your whole life. Take a class, learn a new language, volunteer somewhere new. Read a book from a genre you've never touched. Reach out to someone you've been meaning to reconnect with. Plant something. Create something. Ask questions again. There's a story I love about a woman named May who took up pottery at 82. She had shaky hands and poor eyesight. But she told the instructor, "I don't need it to be perfect. I just need it to be mine." And every week she molded something new. Not because she needed a hobby, but because she needed to feel alive again. And she did. Because new beginnings have a way of awakening parts of us we thought were long gone. So don't be afraid to begin again. You are not too old. You are just getting started. Reason 5, because time is still yours. We are constantly told that time is running out, that we should have done more by now, that we missed our chance. But time doesn't work like that. Time is not a deadline. It's a gift, and the gift is still in your hands. You don't need decades to make something beautiful. You don't need to have the energy of your 20s to create meaning now. You just need to be willing. Willing to show up, to be present, to ask, what can I do with the time I have left that makes me feel truly alive? It doesn't matter if it's a year or a day. That time is still yours. It belongs to no one else. And you get to decide how to use it. You can use it to heal a relationship, to write a letter you've been putting off, to share a memory, to learn something new, to rest, to breathe, to simply be. Every day you wake up is another chance to begin again. Another chance to choose to choose growth, to choose love. The clock is not your enemy, it's your companion. Walk with it gently and let it remind you that every moment still holds possibility. Finally, your story isn't over. It's opening. You are still here, still breathing, still capable of change. That means your story is not over. It is simply turning a page. There is no expiration date on your growth, no age limit on your healing. You are not too late. You are right on time, right where you need to be to begin again. Everything you have lived through has led you here, and now you get to decide what comes next. Maybe you won't have all the answers. Maybe you'll make a few mistakes along the way. But that's part of starting over. That's part of being human. So I hope you give yourself the grace to begin again. Not because something was wrong with your past, but because something beautiful is still waiting in your future. Your story isn't over. It's opening, and it's yours to write. Begin again. You are ready. If this spoke to you, I'd love for you to be part of this growing community. Go ahead and like, subscribe, and share your thoughts in the comments. This space is for healing, for reflection, for real connection. Thank you for being here.